Hello! Let's get to the main menu here. Hello! And welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the strategically minded Handelabra stream of the week. I'm your host, Lude Dolphin. I did not want to type that, but alright. Let's see, you're watching Handelabra games. In particular, you're watching Dolphin's Dive, hosted by Lude Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal is not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Handelabra Games right here on Twitch. You can follow Lude Dolphin on Twitter with LudeDolphin21. On Twitch, it's without the 21. So if you want to send a message to me on Twitch, don't put digits at the end of my name. I was thinking of putting a little Twitch symbol and then Lude Dolphin next to it somewhere on stream, but I've been lazy and not updating this layout. Like, it's not been updated since the 4th of May stream. May the 4th be with you. But anyway, Sentinels the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, and PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam, and always via good old analog cardboard and ink. You can get the game and more info at sentinelsdigital.com. Alright, that's the intro spiel. No, that's not just the intro spiel, there's more! I've been asked to mention a few upcoming things that are important. First off, there's no Tales of the Archive stream on Saturday, so if you like that stream, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to watch a past broadcast of that. But next week is exciting. Next Thursday, June 22nd, if you didn't hear about this on Tuesday, Villains of the Multiverse will be available across all platforms! The second mega expansion for Sentinels of the Multiverse brings 10 new team mode villains and 4 new environments to the game. With the release of Villains of the Multiverse, almost every deck currently available on the tabletop will be available in the video game, except for Celestial Tribunal, which will come out in Mini Pack 4. And that's not it. That is it. Or, that's not all of it. That is part of it, but there's more. If you didn't catch this at the end of the Handelabra announcement, on the 4th of July is the Legacy Independence Day Spectacular, which is going to be a very Legacy-themed episode of Sentinels Live, because it will be on Tuesday. And Handelabra is hoping to get someone as a guest, special guest on their stream. And the contest to win that is to cosplay as Legacy, whether it's America's Greatest Legacy, America's Newest Legacy, or America's Finest Legacy, or even the Terrible Iron Legacy. Cosplay as one of those and send a picture of that to Handelabra, and you'll be entered into a draw to be a special guest on the stream. Photos can be submitted by tweeting to Handelabra, posting on their Facebook page, emailing feedback+legacy@handelabra.com, or if you are in the Cleveland area and feel like being adventurous, visiting their office in costume, as long as you email them, because if you show up uninvited, you might not be able to find your way in. So all of that information that I just read can be found via this URL. And I've been told that on the YouTube channel, they'll also feature in the info. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, you could just click the link underneath the info. After of course, you put a like on the video and you leave a comment talking about how awesome these games were. Like, oh my gosh, that Ultimate Dreamer match when you were down to 1 HP and you almost lost, but you pulled it out last minute. Yeah, that was me. No, that wasn't me. We have not fought Dreamer in that style. Let's see, so I've done that. Hopefully the guy who did Grandpa Legacy at Gen Con last year does a submission. His costume was pretty good. I haven't seen that, but I have seen some pretty good cosplays. Personally, I'm not a cosplayer, so I'm certainly not going to take part. I'm not very creative when it comes to costumes. Like, just even for Halloween, like, my best costume was when I put tape around my glasses. I put tape around the glasses and I dressed up as a nerd. But that's not even dressing up, that's just who I am. I'm a nerd. Alright, so, first game of the evening, as always, it's predetermined, and I've been looking at my statistics for games on stream, and believe it or not, we've fought 23 games in these past 8 weeks. 8 games, I don't know, or 8 weeks, or 8 streams, that's the word I was going for. 23 games. A lot of them were ultimate games. Apparently, on a strategy stream, we tend to do ultimate games because we want to fight hard stuff. But we've only fought 3 challenge games. So today's match is going to be a challenge fight. And we're certainly going to be facing a villain and environment that we've not fought yet before. So we're going to fight Deadline and Insula Primaris. Those are not fought yet on stream. And heroes that have also been seldom used. I've fought every hero to this point. I think Nightmist was the last holdout, but we fought with every hero, but we're gonna fight with the Naturalist, because of course Deadline versus Naturalist is natural because they're nemesis of each other. I'm gonna fight with Base Naturalist because I've not fought with Base Naturalist thus far. Both of his appearances were Hunted Naturalist. His fellow teammates will be Golem Unity, Raw Horus of Two Horizons, Dark Watch Nightmist, and Dark Visionary. In my experience, this isn't really a particularly difficult match, but there are a lot of nice combinations that we can line up here. Probably the easiest discoverable one that you might be aware of if you've not seen it before is Raw and Visionary with Flesh of the Sun God and Twist the Ether. You can make all of Deadline's damage be fire, and all of the hero character cards will be immune to that damage. And Deadline already does quite a bit of fire damage already, so even if we don't get Twist the Ether, you know, if he flips and does irreducible fire damage, we can prevent that damage by being immune to it. But we also have Unity here, who deals herself energy damage. While if Imbued Fire and Flesh of the Sun God is out, she won't actually hit herself, so we can get mechanical golems into play with no harm. And of course, Nightmist loves not dealing herself damage, so Imbued Fire and Flesh of the Sun God is a great combination for those 2 heroes at least. So certainly a lot of potential combination hype that we can look forward to if we get lucky. So let's go ahead and fight. Prime Warden's Fanatic was a boss. I didn't see, well, I also didn't see that one. I know I've seen some Unity cosplays, but, and also hello to everyone who has popped in. As always, if you need to send me a personal message that I need to see quickly, like an alert, you should do @LewDolphin, not @LewDolphin21, but @LewDolphin, and then I'll see it right away. Alright. You stand ready to defend your planet. That is good. Your planets will be saved, but you will not be spared. I shall save my planet, my habitat, my friends, and myself! I fight for these things! What do you fight for? Alright. So the Naturalist, whoops, starts with Hyperactive Senses, Natural Born Vigor, Primal Charge, and Threatening Stomp. Golem Unity starts with B-Bot, Powered Shockwave, Raptor Bot, and Scrap Metal. Raw Horus of Two Horizons starts with Excavation, Imbued Fire, Scorched Earth, and Wrathful Gaze. We have Imbued Fire already. Dark Watch Nightmist starts with Call Forth, Enlightenment, Master of Magic, and Mist Form. And Dark Visionary starts with Mass Levitation, Mind Spike, Precognition, and Twist the Ether. So we have a lot of the combination cards that we were hoping to get. Deadline. Villain, Radical Peacemonger. Setup. At the start of the game, Deadline enters play, Radical Peacemonger side up. Atomic Enclave is put into play. The villain deck is shuffled. Gameplay. At the end of the villain turn, if there are 3 or more catastrophe cards in play, Deadline flips. Otherwise, the top card of the villain deck is played. Challenge. Endling Workmanship. Villain device cards are indestructible. So once a device enters play, it's there forever, ever. If he flips, and he will flip frequently, he becomes Villain, Remorseful Eco-Vandal. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are no catastrophe cards in play, Deadline flips. At the end of the villain turn, all environment cards are destroyed, and the environment trash is shuffled into the environment deck. Then, all catastrophe cards are destroyed, and Deadline deals each non-villain target X irreducible fire damage, and removes the top X cards of the environment deck from the game, where X equals the number of catastrophe cards destroyed this turn. Then, if there are no cards in the environment deck, the heroes lose. Game over. And devices are still indestructible. So, The first device is the Atomic Enclave, and this is here forever. Device. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 energy damage. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even bother taking out this device, but now I don't even have a choice, which makes me mad. Magnetic Pole Shift. Ongoing. Catastrophe. At the start of the villain turn, discard the top 3 cards of each non-villain deck and destroy 3 hero ongoing and/or equipment cards. So unless we can find a way to destroy that, we're going to be losing things. And because there weren't 3 catastrophes, he's played a card such as a Natural Disaster, one-shot, reveal the top 4 cards of the villain deck, put all catastrophe cards revealed into play, discard the other cards revealed this way. So we get Severed Leyline, Ongoing Catastrophe. At the start of the villain turn, each player shuffles their trash into their deck, and Deadline regains 3 HP. Subduction Super Zone, Ongoing Catastrophe. At the start of the villain turn, Deadline deals each non-villain target 1 irreducible melee and 1 irreducible fire damage. Subduction Super Zone. And all of these are catastrophes. Calculated Orogenesis, Ongoing Catastrophe. At the start of the villain turn, play the top card of the environment deck. Then that environment card deals each non-villain target 2 melee damage. So we have 5 catastrophes to start with. Oh boy. I'm just going to throw this on Naturalist, so he's not highest, at least. If Akashthreya fights Deadline with her Primordial Seeds scattered in the environment deck, be able to prolong the loss condition. I would imagine so. It doesn't say remove non-environment cards from the environment deck. Of course, that wasn't really a mechanic at the time. But it just says remove the top cards from the game. So you'll lose some of her primeval limbs, but you will prolong the game. But as it stands, we're kind of hurting. So we have 5 catastrophes. So Deadline's going to play a card and then flip and then destroy 5 plus however many more enter play. And then deal 5 irreducible fire damage and remove 5 environment cards from the game. And I don't think we really have ongoing destruction, save for B-Bot. So we're going to have to be careful with that. I don't really like the Magnetic Pole Shift because he's going to destroy some of our stuff, but some of these other catastrophes, like Severed Leyline's not bad at all. Subduction Super Zone Naturalist doesn't really appreciate. And that's happening twice, so he's going to be taking 8 irreducible damage. And then Calculated Orogenesis is going to deal damage, but whatever. Yeah, Deadline and Rook City. There was one game where he stayed on his flip side for like 5 straight turns because Rook City kept playing a catastrophe on the environment turn. Because he only flips at the start of the villain turn if there are no catastrophes in play. And if Rook City plays a catastrophe, he doesn't flip, and then he destroys more of Rook City. So Rook City, of course, destroys itself, which is sort of thematic. Alright, well, B-Bot could probably help us destroy Magnetic Pole Shift, which will make me more willing to play cards. Like, Natural Born Vigor lets me use an additional power so I can get any form, and then I can use the power on that form, which seems like my best option. So, there are a lot of forms. I should probably just put that into play and then get a form. These other cards, I can at least control a deck, but then that's... Oh, or I can deal damage, but that's basically it. Let's see, what animal shall I be? Shall I be a crocodile, a rhino, or a gazelle? This provides HP recovery. This provides damage reduction and extra cards, and this provides lots of damage, which is really nice against Deadline since they're nemesis. They'll already have a +1, but we don't have any crocodile things other than this primal charge. So I guess primal charge is okay by itself. There's worse things that can happen. Yeah, let's just do damage. It's the Jeremy method. Tried and true. And we get Shifter's Strength. Alright, Golem Unity. Well, Scrap Metal is going to be annoying. If I put Scrap Metal into play and I don't get a bot into play, this just goes back to my hand. If I put Scrap Metal in play and then I get a Golem in play, then Scrap Metal puts that Golem back into my hand. which might be a way of bypassing this damage. But then I do want B-Bot, so I do have to do the damage, so I want to keep B-Bot out. Powered Shockwave is currently going to do 1 point of damage, so I don't think it's really worth doing any of these things. I think let's just get B-Bot out and see what happens. We get Modular Workbench. So I would love to get Imbued Fire out, but that's going to increase Deadline's fire damage. Like, the irreducible fire damage here will be increased by 1 twice, plus his flip fire damage is going to get increased by 1. So Imbued Fire will hurt the heroes more than will benefit us for now. So I think it's just a Wrathful Gaze. And then I'll just get more cards. It's at least ongoing fodder, which is always useful. Alright, so I want to keep the Imbued Fire. I don't think I need Excavation with this version of Raw. And Flame Spike is nice. Scorched Earth. It powers up with environment cards in play, but Deadline likes to destroy environment cards. I think I'm just gonna lose Scorched Earth. We could summon Staff. I have not played this week's one-shot, so I don't know how it goes. I've not played a one-shot for like 4 weeks. I need to get caught up, but I've not been really motivated. Once you fall behind, you just keep falling even more behind. This is actually not a bad time for Mistform, because with this version of Nightmist, it's harder for her to draw cards. But Mistform lets her draw an additional card in addition to drawing an additional card for skipping her play and power. But it also bypasses this whole irreducible damage thing. So I'm going to do that. And get Mistfield Recovery and Astral Premonition. So now here we have a dilemma. I would like to have Magnetic Pole Shift destroyed, but currently there's no destruction, there's no damage being happening. There's no damage that will happen unless the environment deals damage, which is likely to do, but not guaranteed. So if I want B-Bot destroyed, I might have to do it manually, and I do have Mind Spike for that. I would like to get Twist the Ether out, but if I get Twist the Ether out, then it's basically going to get destroyed. I guess there are enough other things to destroy, but we'll just Mind Spike and be safe. And we're going to kill the B-Bot. So hit the Deadline. And keep our cards. And we can manipulate a deck. So, Deadline or Primaris? I guess manipulating Insula Primaris would have helped with getting B-Bot destroyed, but oh well. Let's control Deadline. We can at least see what the catastrophes are. We have the Unleashed Hurricane, and we have Severed Leyline. Severed Leyline actually doesn't really hurt us at all. This one slows us down and deals damage. This one shuffles our trashes, which is usually beneficial, except for like Tachyon. And then HP recovery. So let's Severed Leyline. So let's see. What if Parse got Deadline's weird gem thing? Like that Zenith gauge shows weakness. So that just obscenely buffed Parse's abilities, right? Yeah, we need to buff Parse. She's a really weak hero. Such low damage potential, jeez. Alright, Velociraptor pack. Dinosaur. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-environment target with the lowest HP, X melee damage, where X equals the number of Velociraptor packs in play times 2. Guess what? That would have destroyed B-Bot. Oh well, he's gonna chomp on the device. And he's gonna be happy with that because it won't ever get destroyed! Infinite chomping! Alright. Shuffles. And then damage. Parse is the worst hero ever, and her variant only makes her worse. Why would you lose a damage dealing power? Why would you ever want to play the bottom card of your deck? And when do you ever discard cards? Alright, even more damage. And then Primordial Plant Life. which is technically in play. When this card enters play, each hero may destroy one of their ongoing cards. Deal any hero that destroys an ongoing card 2 toxic damage. Deal any hero that does not destroy an ongoing card 4 toxic damage. At the end of the environment turn, destroy this card. This is probably like the worst card to have enter play because it has an effect when it enters play, and not at the end of the turn. But I don't want to destroy any of my stuff. Nightmist certainly doesn't care because she has damage reduction. But I mean, like, I guess Wrathful Gaze can go. So here, Ra, destroy Wrathful Gaze. But Naturalist doesn't really want to lose his stuff. I don't think it really matters. And then on top of that, Primordial Plant Life is going to deal each target 2 melee damage. So this is like thorns and stuff. So that was a really good mist form at least. Severed Ley Line, and he's flipping, and we are losing 5 cards. So damage. Naturalist is already at 6, no big deal. So we moved cards from the game. It's annoying that those messages fly by so fast. I could lower, I know I could lower message display time in order to read those messages, but it also affects, like, damage dealing animations. In my opinion, they probably should separate them, but anyway. The environment cards removed from the game are an Enraged T-Rex, 2 Obsidian Fields, and 2 Pterodactyl Thieves. Which is nice, because Pterodactyl Thieves steal our equipment cards. But we lost 2 of the Obsidian Fields, so we're going to lose 2 of our nice damage increases. At the start of your turn, the Naturalist may regain 4 HP if he does destroy this card. Well, I don't really need to. I mean, I'm at 6 HP, so I'd like to, but if I switch forms into the Gazelle, I get nice HP recovery each turn. Nimble Gazelle, 3 HP. Or, not that one. The Formidable Rhinoceros is somewhere. Oh, is it T? It's T. The Formidable Rhinoceros has damage reduction. So I don't need to do this. I don't need 4 HP at 6 HP. I have more than 1. I have at least 1. That's the important number. Alright, well, let's charge the Deadline. Because that's 5 damage. You can't sniff at 5 damage. And then let's do more damage. And I guess to be safe, let's get out the Rhino. We get Bestial Shift. Alright, Unity's also at 6, so Unity's kind of sad, but she has the Workbench. So if we wanted, we can get Raptorbot out. And I want it. So let's get Raptorbot out. And we get another Raptorbot. Alright, so is now the time for Imbued Fire? There's no other fire thing going on. The environment does a lot of fire damage. There's actually a lot of fire damage in this game, fun fact. Deadline, Insula Primaris, Raw, Imbued Fire. He's sitting at 16. That's certainly higher than Naturalist and Unity combined. I do sort of think we want Imbued Fire. I could Staff of Ra, but that would only increase Ra's damage. I should summon Staff, that's what I should do. Flesh of the Sun God. Alright, Imbued Fire and Flesh of the Sun God is a great combination. So let's get the Imbued Fire out. And then let's get cards like Excavation, Wrathful Gaze, Inferno. Perfect. 2 candidates for discards. And then Flame Spike. Oh right, Golem Unity's incap is destroy a non-character card, device card. But they're indestructible, so that doesn't work. Do we want to destroy Mistform? Let's say no, because I would like to get Amulet. Planar Banishment, Oblivion, Oblivion. Those Oblivions will be nice once we have Flesh the Sun God out. And this is also an appropriate time for Twist the Ether on Deadline, at least. So let's take a look on his deck. Do I want Unleashed Hurricane or do I want Unleashed Hurricane? Rest the mind. It's another great card that combos well with Imbued Fire and Flesh the Sun God. Velociraptor packs return, and there goes Raptorbot. They were not happy that the Raptorbot was making fun of the Velociraptors. Unleashed Hurricane, ongoing catastrophe. At the start of the villain turn, 3 players must put 1 card from hand on top of their deck. Then, Deadline deals the 3 non-villain targets with the highest HP 1 cold damage each. And we get another Severed Ley Line. And that was a pretty fast turn. No. Alright, so as the Rhino, I could play the Bestial Shift to have damage reduction in addition to my base reduction. I could damage Naturalist, then redirect all damage to the Naturalist. Or not Naturalist. I'll damage myself and then redirect all damage to myself. Nah. Well, with Imbued Fire, that actually would be pretty good. Imbued Fire, well, Flesh of the Sun God and Imbued Fire, especially if we get Raptorbot out. Then we can redirect Deadline's damage if he flips, which he is likely to do at this point. I could keep hitting the glaive so there's that negative HP and the Raptors always go after it. That is a good thing. That is a true point. Let's do damage reduction. And then let's... Do I want to do the Rhino power or the Gazelle power? I'm gonna do the Gazelle power. I could also get the Croc. Actually, I can get the Croc back. I want the Croc back. I don't want the Gazelle power. I want the Croc power. Because damage. And a Bestial Shift. Alright, so if I want Modular Workbench to get my Raptorbot out, I'm gonna need to keep that powered Shockwave. So I can discard it. And get Robot Reclaim. I'm not worried about the Velociraptor pack. I'm gonna rest its mind. How about that? Because Visionary will be immune to the fire damage. I could also Oblivion. Because now Flesh of the Sun God and Flesh of the Sun God now with, yeah, Imbued Fire and Flesh of the Sun God, we are immune to our own damage. Although Raptorbot is not. Alright, let's do something. Something. Ooh, Planar Banishment. I can destroy those catastrophes. That's probably wise, don't you think? Oblivion would definitely kill Raptorbot because of Imbued Fire. Yeah, let's Planar Banishment. We reveal a 1! How boring. Let's see, this... Put a card from hand on top or shuffle their trash. I'm gonna get rid of this one because I don't want to lose cards. So read Flesh of the Sun God carefully. Hero character cards are immune to fire damage until the start of your next turn. Raptorbot is not a hero character card. It is a hero card, but not a hero character card. So Raptorbot is not safe from fire damage. And that's an important distinction. Mistbound is going to be good. I want Mistbound. I'll leave the 4 on top. Stopping Deadline from playing cards is nice when he's on his front side. And yeah, let's put this on the Velociraptors. And let's see. Yeah, let's do Deadline. Catastrophe or Catastrophe, it doesn't really matter. Or no, we destroyed one. Okay, no, it does matter because it will end up triggering. Discard the top 3 cards and destroy 3 cards. We don't have ongoing destruction anymore. No, we do have ongoing destruction if I get... Oh no, B-Bot was shuffled into my deck. Oh well. Because this is going to do melee damage. This is going to ultimately destroy 3 cards. The pop-up said hero cards. The pop-up probably should have said hero character cards. But it popped up pretty fast, so it's... We'll see it next round. I'm more concerned about the damage at this point. Primordial Plant Life. Do we need to lose any of these cards? I don't want to lose Rest of the Mind. I don't want to lose Imbued Fire Flush of the Sun God. I don't want to lose those. This is going to be 4 damage. Unity, stay alive. Which is considered to be lowest, Unity or Raptor Bot? Well, it doesn't matter because Rest of the Mind. Hashtag blame John. Alright, shuffles. Magnetic Pole Shift. Subduction Super Zone. This is where being able to change his damage to fire is useful. Okay, 3 HP is rather low. But I think it would be a little better to just switch to Gazelle and regain 3 HP than to regain 4 HP and only have a single power. So I want to keep that. This is damage, and you may use a power now. Ooh, that's going to be really good. Because I can Bestial Shift, deal damage, and then I can deal damage. It should be a minigame for Dolphin's Dive. How long until we hashtag blame John? It was only about, let's see, when did it pop up? 30 minutes in. So next week we should see it at 25 minutes in. That's your challenge, chat. The Gazelle should be in my deck. And now I can use a 3rd power this turn and regain HP. Yay! Blend into the pack. The healing sound is actually my text message notification, so every time I hear a healing sound, I always think that I'm getting a text message. Alright, well, there's no bots in my trash, but Robot Reclamation lets me draw a card. And with Imbued Fire and Flesh of the Sun God active, if I get a Golem, I can get it into play. So I would probably want to do that. Plus Unity's almost dead, so we probably want to get something fast, and we did not. So I'm going to elect to deal myself damage for funsies. And Modular Workbench. I still want to just hit Deadline. I know like hitting the glaive will stop like the raptors from hitting Unity and the Raptor Bot, but I want to keep hitting Deadline. So we have the variant unlock for text messages on Sanvar's end, the variant unlock for calendar reminders for Jay-Z. I should probably switch it up because I've heard healing sounds for like 2 years now. Oh, oops. I was gonna demonstrate it, but I think I just realized that I don't have to demonstrate it. When I have a voicemail, it's the vocalized sound. Which I think is fitting. When I have a reminder, it's Zoo's bell. I should probably switch it up. It's like I've had that set since the ringtones came out, and that was forever ago at this point. Alrighty. Do I want Staff of Ra? Do I want to deal damage? I think Staff of Ra this turn, and then Fire Blast the next turn Unless I get a power, then I'll play the power card and then Flame Spike or something. Or no, I guess I could Flame Spike and throw the staff. Is a valid use of a power. But now let's get the staff out, because HP is kind of vital at this stage. And let's keep us immune to fire. Because he is flipping. Although we do have Twist the Ether, so it doesn't really matter. He's gonna flip, so I don't need to stop him from playing cards. Mistbound is really strong when you know a villain's gonna play more than one card. I mean, it's really powerful in general, but I know that he plays 2 cards on his front side when there aren't enough catastrophes, so let's save that for now. And I think this might be a fine opportunity for Call Forth, because I can discard the Mistfield Recovery and get 4 relics, like the Amulet, and the Elder Ring, and the Elder Ring, and the Tome. So that's good. These cards, 2, 4, 1. I think I want to save the Mistbound. If we can do multiple Mistbounds, we can freeze Deadline, at least. And I'll put the 2 on top. Oh yeah, I was going to check what the message said, and I forgot. But Jimmy said that it was character cards. Okay, Psychic Maelstrom will kill the Velociraptor pack, but the Velociraptor pack is only doing 2 damage. So it's a little better to use the Maelstrom and hit Deadline for 3. I could Precognition and control Deadline and then use Space Power on Insula Primaris. That's a thought. I could Mass Levitate and make sure the environment doesn't kill Unity. I imagine there's a chance of that happening, like another Primordial Plant Life. But now, let's do deck manipulating. When in doubt, manipulate decks. We have Catastrophe, Relic, Device. Pandemonium Key is extra card plays, but with Mistbound, this does nothing. And an Auto Armor Caster prevents damage to Deadline, which is awful. And then this is a Catastrophe, which will get destroyed, and then Deadline deals more damage and destroys more cards. Do I imagine being able to defeat Deadline within 3 rounds? I'll just put the Catastrophe on top, because it's what it is. People hoping to get Extreme Primordans, Argent Adept, and then hearing Guise's interpretation. Alright, we control Deadline, so Insula Primaris now. We definitely don't want the Primordial Plant Life, that will kill Unity. Volcanic Eruption is going to get destroyed immediately. Demoralization. Oh my gosh, Volcanic Eruption, oh no! At the start of the environment turn, deal each target 7 fire damage. At the start of their turn, a player may skip the rest of their turn to destroy this card. When this card is destroyed, move 1 copy of the card Obsidian Field from the environment trash into play. And then we'll rest the mind yet again. Bye, Velociraptor. Alright, shuffles. And then we're gonna lose cards. Discards. And then we're gonna lose cards. So we definitely want to keep Flesh of the Sun God and Twist the Ether probably. Actually, yeah, because of the Subduction Super Zone. So we have to lose 3 of these. I can at least get forms back easily. And I have another Staff of Ra, and this card tends to get destroyed in general. And we don't need Modular Workbench anymore because we have damage immunity on Unity's end. So that was useful. Raptorbot will still die, but that's okay. And now witness Twist the Ether being a thing. Raptorbot was always going to die, even if I had not selected fire there. You actually didn't want to select fire because imbued fire increased the damage by 1, But oh well, he was going to pass. A punk bard. Alright, subduction, super zone, and then flipping, and then... Oh, obsidian field entered play, and then got destroyed. It got discarded by the severed ley line. And then damage that we are immune to. Otherwise, that would have hurt a lot. And now there are 6 cards left in the environment deck. So, Enraged T-Rex, 2 Obsidian Fields, a Primordial Plant Life, 2 Pterodactyl Thieves, a River of Lava, and 2 Velociraptor packs have been removed from the game. Environment deck is now down to an Enraged T-Rex, an Obsidian Field, a Primordial Plant Life, a River of Lava, a Velociraptor pack, and a Volcanic Eruption. Okay. Well, I do want to keep Natural Born Vigor, so I can do a shift into a form. So I don't want to regain nets. Let's blend into the pack. And then get my crocodile back. Where is it? It's in my deck. Because damage! Alrighty. So let's try to get a golem unity. Inspired Repair and Supply Crate. Those are not golems, but they do draw more cards. But I can't play them right now. I will hit the Atomic Enclave. But now I can't do anything. Oh, good, Cryobot. We have another bot. Alright, Summon Staff. We got a Staff of Ra. We draw a Solar Flare. And let's put that staff out again. Fire immunity. Inferno. So now we're gonna freeze Deadline for 2 rounds. So let's ditch Master of Magic and an Elder Ring. And stop Deadline from playing cards, because now he won't be able to destroy the environment as fast. Let's see, call forth Enlightenment Mists of Time. Let's put an Enlightenment, because we can get Unity more cards eventually. Maybe, if we get to that point. Alright. Demoralization, I think. And then, let's see. Deadline can't play cards, so let's stop Insula Primaris from killing the heroes. Obsidian Field. Good, I want Obsidian Field, because damage increases. So Obsidian Field. Increase all damage dealt by 1. At the end of their turn, 1 player may discard 2 cards to destroy this card. Oh no, you can't play cards, Deadline. How terrible. So now with Natural Form's Vigor, Naturalist has 2 powers and he doesn't need to shift forms as often. So let's just wail on Deadline. Now it's 6 damage because of Obsidian Field. And I love it when the damage increases are higher than the actual damage, or the original damage. Like 1 becomes 5. 1 damage is so little. And yeah, let's make sure that Velociraptors go after devices. So we should be able to deal with this. We have a Cryobot. Well, let's get Supply Crate out in case we get a Construction Pylon. Not that I need the pylon to get things out. But now you have a Cryobot. So let's wail on Deadline. And then let's be safe for 1 more round, and we should be good between Naturalist and other things. Let's see, so Mistbound, and then lose some more cards. I just drew that Enlightenment, but I'll lose it because I have another one in hand. And we already don't know what 2 of these are, but we got another Oblivion. So let's take the Oblivion. Although I know we already have one in hand, but hey. Leave the 3 on top, I guess. Actually, Oblivion should be able to decimate Deadline pretty easily. That is quite a demoralizing demoralization. But Deadline is toast. So what is Insula Primaris gonna do? River of Lava and Primordial Plant Life. River of Lava deals fire damage, which is preferable. So, River of Lava. At the end of the environment turn, each hero may destroy one of their equipment cards. Deal any hero that does not destroy an equipment card 5 fire damage. At the start of the environment turn, if each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck, destroy this card. So we don't need to do that. It's only hitting heroes, too. And he should be toast. So let's see, this deals the most damage, I think is the best call, is the Threatening Stomp. 8 fire damage! He's not gonna last long enough. He's down. So, like I said, not really... Well, I guess it was sort of interesting. We got Naturalist and Unity at single digits. Visionary also got low. It wasn't really an easy game, per se. But once we got Twisty Ether and Flesh of the Sun God and Imbued Fire, it was a fun game. And we at least got to see the combination of Unity hitting herself for fire damage but being immune to it, which was one of the things that we'd hope to see. But that is a victory against Challenge Deadline. Oh, and the challenge clause wasn't really relevant. We only saw one device the entire game, but it could have been a lot worse if we got all of the devices that did extra things. So that finishes the first game of the night, and regulars will know what this means. It is time for Viewer's Choice. The time where you select the game that I play. So, the way it works is that I pose a question in chat, and you guys answer the question with your votes. The first answer that gets 2 votes, so someone that agrees with someone else, will be the one selected. And I ask these questions haphazardly, number of heroes, whether it's standard or team villain, difficulty, each villain, the environment. I ask them randomly, so you're not just gonna know what's gonna come out. But what I will say up front before I even say anything, in case you are like me who's OCD about making sure that everything is played some number of times, the villains that I've yet to face on stream are Ambuscade, Apostate, Choke Point, Misinformation, Omnitron, Progeny, and Spite. That does not include variants. I've not fought, like, Mad Bomber Blade, but I've not fought either version of Omnitron, but yeah. So if you want to fill in these numbers, make sure you vote for Ambuscade, Apostate, Choke Point, Misinformation, Omnitron, Progeny, or Spite. Or don't do that. Choose your favorite villain. It's of course your choice. As for the environments, Megalopolis and Omnitron 4 have yet to be fought in. Heroes, I've fought with every hero, but I've not fought with every variant, but I don't know which variants I've not fought with. I've not tracked that, but that's for your information. So without further ado, let us vote. Number of heroes. 2 votes for 4. It's a 4-hero game. Hero 1. Two votes Omnitron. So, Omnitron X or Omnitron U. 2 votes for U. Solo or team villain? 2 votes solo. I think I know what people are going to say to this next question. I was surprised. I was expecting other answers. Oh, there we go. I was expecting Omnitron. Two votes Cosmic. Ultimate. This is going to end fast. All right. That question probably doesn't matter because they're probably gonna die. Adamant. Prime Wardens. Two votes, guys. Santa guys. There we go. As soon as I saw Omnitron votes, I figured it was going to end up being Omnitron versus Omnitron in Omnitron. I was sort of hoping it wasn't going to be Challenge or Ultimate Cosmic Omnitron because this game is terrible, but let's see what happens. Ultimate Cosmic Omnitron versus Omnitron-U, Adamant Sentinels, Prime Wardens Fanatic, Santa Guise in Omnitron 4. Our technology, human construction, abomination, destruction necessary. Abomination, my progenitor powered by cosmic energy is the actual abomination. Okay. Lots of predictions about this being a short game, so let's just go through it. Omnitron-U starts with disruptive flechettes, 2 electro deployment units, and a slip through time. Adamant Sentinels start with dark delusions, horrifying dichotomy, positive energy, and team communication. Prime Wardens Fanatic starts with Absolution, Divine Focus, Embolden, and Smite the Transgressor. And Santa Guise starts with Best Card Ever! 2 Let Me See That's, and a Where Did I Leave That? So, Cosmic Omnitron, Villain Device, Cosmic Powered Exterminator. Setup. At the start of the game, Omnitron enters play Cosmic Powered Exterminator side up. Cards are revealed from the top of the villain deck until 6 components are revealed and put into play. Other revealed cards are returned to the villain deck, which is shuffled. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are no components in play, Omnitron flips. At the end of the villain turn, the top card of the villain deck is played. Advanced. Reduce damage dealt to devices by 1. Challenge. Cosmic Overdrive! The value of H is doubled in this game. 8! Alright. And when he flips, Villain Device, Sentient Dropship. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are any components in play, flip Omnitron's villain character card. Whenever a drone enters play, play the top card of the villain deck. At the end of the villain turn, Omnitron deals the 6 hero targets with the highest HP 7 energy damage each. Advanced. Increased damage dealt by devices by 1, and H is still doubled. Alrighty. So what are the 6 components? Does he only have 6 components? There's not even a question of which 6. The only question is which order. Electromagnetic Railgun, ongoing component. At the start of the villain turn, Omnitron deals the 2 hero targets with the highest HP 7 projectile damage each. Destroy this card when Omnitron has dealt 7 or more damage in 1 round since this card entered play. Disintegration Ray, ongoing component. At the start of the villain turn, Omnitron deals 9 energy damage to the hero target with the highest HP. Destroy this card when Omnitron has dealt 7 or more damage in 1 round since this card entered play. Interpolation Beam, ongoing component. Every time a player draws a hero card, Omnitron deals their hero 1 energy damage. Destroy this card when Omnitron has dealt 7 or more damage in 1 round since this card entered play. And Disintegration Ray, Interpolation Beam, Electromagnetic Railgun. So damage, 10 damage, sure, damage, and then Electropulse Explosive. Device. At the start of the villain turn, this card deals each hero target X lightning damage, or X equals the current HP of this card. Technological Singularity. 1-shot. Destroy all equipment cards. Omnitron deals each hero character card 2 lightning damage for each equipment card belonging to that hero destroyed this way. Okay. Woo! We survived. I can at least destroy 2 of the ongoing cards. And we'll probably be able to do enough damage to Omnitron to destroy the rest. But obviously that Electropulse Explosive is a nuisance. And we don't have a means of stopping it. So we're just going to have to live with it. But let's certainly get rid of the beams because they affect us presently. And then damage. Reduced by 1. It's even better. And slip through time. Get technological advancement. Okay. Let's advance. Let's reduce lightning and energy. Because then we might be able to survive. Alright. So now communication. Telekinetic wall-up. Positive energy. Human shield. Dark delusions. I can give us one hit point each. Or damage. Save a hero from the Electropulse Explosive, most likely. Damage. We still need to destroy the rest of the components, and we need to stop the Electropulse Explosive somehow. I don't really know what's better for that. This will do 2 points of damage to 2 things. This will do 1 point of damage to 2 things. This will do 2 points of damage to possibly the same thing twice. And this deals 1 damage and then 2 damage. Idealist's power technically reduces the explosive's damage by 2. Well, first off, she needs to get past the damage reduction, which she can't because the target has to be dealt damage this way. And I was talking about positive energy. You regain a hit point and you lower the Electropulse's damage by 1. Oh, I see. Deal damage, 1 point of damage, reduces the Electropulse's damage by 1, and then reduces damage. Okay, no, I see what you mean now. This is like a conundrum here. I think let's do telekinetic wallop and spread this out. And then I just want to get rid of those components because they're going to kill us for sure. I mean, the explosive will also kill us, but yeah. So now I put Absolution out and then Sanctifying Strike. That's annoying because that's going to use up the thing. Oh well. Would Omnitron like to do something? I think I'm just going to die anyway. Let's have Sentinels hit Omnitron so that damage is irreducible. Now I've done enough damage to destroy the components. So now the next priority is killing the explosive. And then Omnitron's gonna flip, but we're gonna deal with that later. Let's play the best card ever. Actually, Total Beefcake is going to be super useful. Super useful. In fact, I don't need to hit the explosive anymore. Wait, no, hold on. Non-hero target with the lowest. Never mind, because the environment's gonna play a target that's lower. Okay. Okay. So I do need to hit the explosive. Oh boy. Unless the environment plays a non-target. But if Total Beefcake can redirect the Electropulse's explosive to the Electropulse explosive. When does Omnitron flip again? Start of the villain turn. So if Omnitron 4 doesn't play a component, and there aren't too many components, but if it doesn't play a component and it doesn't play a target, then we can destroy the Electropulse explosive before it kills us. So let's get presents. It's only one round. Best card ever. Alright, now we're gonna see what happens. Techno Pursuer. Device drone. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-device target with the lowest HP, X energy damage, where X equals the number of drone cards in play plus 1. Whenever this card destroys a target, play the top card of the environment deck. So bad news, that is a target. So yeah. Omnitron will survive. Actually, Omnitron, yeah, we don't have components, so they're not going to get destroyed, so he's not going to react. But Fanatic is dead, Idealist is dead, Mainstay's dead, Guise is dead. Nope, Techno Pursuer is dead. Writhe will survive. Medico will survive. Omnitron will survive. And I don't think the order matters. Although you are still gonna die to Cosmic Omnitron's end of turn damage, so that sucks. Thank you, Total Beefcake. Sedative Flechettes, one shot. Omnitron deals each hero target 9 projectile damage. That is a number that absolutely makes sense. Destroy all hero ongoing cards. So Guy survives. And then we're gonna deal him 7 energy damage because that's another number that makes sense. It lasted 2 rounds, guys! 2 rounds! Alrighty. Thank you, viewer's choice. We are only halfway done with this stream. So viewer's choice was a bust today. But we fought Omnitron in Omnitron 4. We can add that to our spreadsheet. Now it's time for the random game. We are gonna mash buttons repeatedly to figure out what game we're playing. So first off, we're gonna mash Classic versus Team repeatedly, and I'm not looking at this, so I have no idea what we're gonna stop on. We're stopping on Classic. I'm gonna mash the difficulty, and hopefully we'll finish on Standard or Challenge, because those are the 2 most seldom chosen difficulties. We have Standard. And now I'm gonna mash the Randomize button. And hopefully we get a villain and an environment that we've not fought in, although Megalopolis is the only environment, so hopefully we'll get Megalopolis. We got Silver Gulch. So we have Citizen Dawn in Silver Gulch 1883 against Termi-Nation, Unity, Darkwatch, Nightmist, Southwest Sentinels, and Skyscraper. I can do this one, I'm pretty sure. If we get to Game 4, which is likely, Game 4 is a mishmash hodgepodge of the first 3 games in that I choose one of the things, you choose one of the things, randomized chooses one of the things. Things being villain, environment, or heroes. So like you could choose the heroes and I'll choose the environment and randomize will choose the villains. Or you choose the villain and I choose the environment and randomize gives me the heroes, etc. The world belongs to the citizens of the sun. Time to build some friends to help out. You can never have enough friends, right? Alright, Termi-Nation Unity starts with B-Bot, Flash Forge, Raptor Bot, and Volatile Parts. Darkwatch Nightmist starts with Mists of Time, Planar Banishment, and 2 Scouring Mists. Southwest Sentinels start with Dark Delusions, Hippocratic Oath, Horrifying Dichotomy, and Team Communication. And Skyscraper starts with Catch a Ride, Explosive Reveal, Proportionist, and Undetectable Relinking. So Citizen Dawn, Villain Citizen, Leader of the Citizens of the Sun. Setup. At the start of the game, Citizen Dawn enters play Leader of the Citizens of the Sun side up. Cards are revealed from the top of the villain deck until 7 I'm kidding, H is no longer doubled in this game. Cards are revealed from the top of the villain deck until 3 citizens are revealed and put into play. Other revealed cards are returned to the villain deck, which is shuffled. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are 5 or more citizens in the villain trash, Citizen Dawn flips. She may only flip this way once per game. At the end of the villain turn, Citizen Dawn deals the hero target with the highest HP 2 energy damage. And flip side, if we destroy too many citizens, Villain Citizen, merged with the power of the sun. Gameplay. Citizen Dawn is immune to damage, oh no! At the start of the villain turn, if there are 3 or more citizens in play, Citizen Dawn flips. At the end of the villain turn, the top card of the villain deck is played. So you don't really want to flip her unless you know she'll flip back immediately, which is possible. The starting citizens. Citizen Autumn. Citizen. At the end of the villain turn, destroy all ongoing cards controlled by the hero with the lowest HP. Citizen Tears. Citizen. At the end of the villain turn, each player discards 1 card. If Citizen Sweat is in play, each player discards 1 more card. If Citizen Blood is in play, this card deals each hero melee damage equal to the number of cards discarded by their players this turn. And Citizen Battery. Citizen. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 energy damage. If Citizen Assault is in play, increase damage dealt by Citizen Battery by 2. Her card play, Blinding Blast. 1 shot. Citizen Dawn deals each hero target 2 energy damage. Each player discards 2 cards. So, all those cards that you saw, we're gonna lose all but 1 of them. It's not the worst start. So let's see, 2 cards. Well, Flash Forge is going to be useless, but I guess I could hold on to it in case I draw more cards, but definitely discard the golems because we can use her base power to get them into play from the trash. I'm trying to decide between Scouring Mists and Planar Banishment. I guess I can ditch one of the Planar Banishments, or Scouring Mists and the Mists of Time for now. Oh boy, I guess we're going to hold on to Team Communication, but it sucks because we're going to lose Hippocratic Oath. And we're probably going to want to stay on Skyscraper's normal side to get more cards. We don't have links. We don't have links. Actually, I guess I'm going to keep Volatile Parts, because that will constantly trigger. And I guess we're going to keep Scouring Mists, because then Nightmist could damage things. The Cursed Acolyte. What's up, guys? You all take 12 damage. Alright. So, Termi-Nation Unity's power. Destroy a mechanical golem and then shuffle it into your deck. There are none in play, so this won't trigger. Move a mechanical golem from your trash into play. That will trigger. You may draw a card. That always triggers, unless you can't draw cards. So I can get B-Bot or Raptorbot. Let's get Raptorbot. Hasty Augmentation and Platform Bot. So we definitely need to get rid of Tears. I think we're going to need to get rid of Autumn because it's going to keep destroying Sentinel cards, I think. Revealed a 1. So it's a little annoying because I can only damage one thing with that. Alright, so now choices. Oblivion, Elder Ring, Elder Ring. Oblivion will help wipe the board of citizens, so I think that's what I want. And I'll know that the Oblivion will reveal a 1 and a 3, for what it's worth. Alright, Team Communication. We get a second chance, Positive Energy, Team Communication, Blackout. So of course we're going to play Team Communication, and we'll get Sentinel Tactics, or a Fine Dichotomy, Dark Delusions, Durasteel Chains. So now we have choices. We could Positive Energy and be able to take out Tears, damage citizens, regain HP. We could Sentinel Tactics, and then I could do a damage dealing power, and then probably use Block to reduce damage to the Sentinels for safety. Blackout would deal damage to things. If I put out Sentinel Tactics but I don't destroy Citizen Autumn, she's going to destroy Sentinel Tactics, so I probably don't want to do that one. But I could put out Durasteel Chains if I so wanted. Or Fine Dichotomy won't do as much damage as Positive Energy, I think. So I think Positive Energy is the answer. I keep getting text messages, jeez. Alright. Well, we know for sure that Skyscraper's not going to be dealing damage. So do I want to hit Autumn for 2 in hopes of it getting destroyed, or do I want to reduce damage? I think I want to hit Autumn in hopes to get lucky. Hopefully we get something on the environment that deals damage to things. Coordinated Assault. Alright. I like Skyscraper's normal power because it draws lots of cards. Lots of cards are good. Compulsion Canister with Writhe is pretty cool. Prickly Cactus. Cover. Whenever a non-environment target deals melee damage to an environment card, this card deals that target 2 melee damage. Alright, come on, Don. Luminous Leadership. Ongoing. At the start of the villain turn, each citizen regains 1 HP. That's actually not a bad ongoing card. Of all the ongoing cards that exist, or of all the villain ongoing cards that exist in Sentinels, I like that one the most. Because it doesn't really do much. Certainly better than heroes cannot play cards at the end of the villain turn, destroy everything in the game except for this card, then destroy this card. Alrighty. I can give a hero a power for what it's worth. I gave Nightmist Oblivion, but at this point I don't really need to play it, do I? I could play it and then easily destroy Autumn. But there are other ways of dealing with that. If I destroy Raptorbot, Volatile Parts will trigger and will destroy Citizen Autumn. But I could also not destroy Raptorbot and have him take out Citizen Autumn or something. And there's B-Bot in my trash, which I don't really need out. I think this is a fine time to double skip with Unity. Get a Platform Bot and a Stealth Bot, and then Raptorbot could do something. The question is, am I going to do spread damage with someone? I think Nightmist is probably just going to draw twice, honestly, because I don't need to Oblivion at this point. So I guess if I use Blackout, we'll be able to destroy Autumn that way. So I'll hit Dawn. And then we'll double skip with Nightmist. and draw both of the Elder Rings we saw previously. So we know we could black out. So I'm going to do that. Writhe deals damage. We'll hit Dawn, and then Dawn takes out her own citizens. And I don't really need to block at the moment. I just want to hit Dawn for a little bit more. So then she plays the card that regains the HP she would have dealt. Okay. Citizen Dawn deals 2 energy damage at base. Does she usually deal, or could she deal more? I guess I could put this on battery. That will do 3 damage. Emergency evac. I don't need to use this right now. Compulsion canister. I mean, it's damage. But I want to hold on to that. I'm just going to hold on to these cards. I'm doing boring things. I'm only drawing cards. But kind of trying to get cards I want and get set up. Cyrus Hayes, Gunman. Reduce damage dealt to this card by 1 for each cover card in play. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the 2 non-environment targets with the lowest HP 3 projectile damage each. So the good news is Citizen Battery's taken care of. The bad news is Raptorbot's dead. But Prickly Cactus is now dead. Citizen Dare. Citizen. Increase damage dealt to hero targets by 1. When Citizen Truth enters play, deal each hero target 1 irreducible psychic damage and destroy this card. Citizen Dare cannot be one of the initial citizens at the start of the game. So I guess putting that link on Dawn would have actually worked. Oh well. There are 3 citizens in the trash. If I destroy Dare, there will be 4, and then I can't destroy citizens anymore until I know that I don't have to deal with flip mechanics. So do I keep Dare and just be risky with damage, or do I keep Dare? Or do I keep Dare, or do I destroy Dare? Do I dare or not dare to destroy Dare? Do I dare to dare, or do I dare to not dare? I think I still want to save that hasty augment. But now I can do reconfigure and not destroy a golem. But get my Raptorbot back that was so rudely taken from me. And I get those. Unfortunately, Cyrus Hayes is currently going after Dare. So I guess I could just target Dawn. Hayes is also going to take out Raptorbot again, but I'm okay with Raptorbot's constant destruction because I can bring him back easily. Mr. Chomps! Yeah. So I have my Elder Ring. These are not really cards that I want, though. I guess Astral Premonition is fine. Although I have to discard cards for it. But at least I can filter Dawn and not get Blinding or Devastating Aurora or a Terrible Citizen or something like that. Alright, let's do Sentinel Tactics now. Actually, wait, what is Writhe's power? Oh, this is not Adamant Writhe. Adamant Writhe's power, I could put citizens on the bottom of Dawn's deck more easily. And then I could destroy citizens indiscriminately. But for some reason, Randomizer gave me Adamant, or Southwest Sentinels, so I don't have that to look forward to. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna put the Neutralizing Resonator on Dawn. We discarded a citizen. Oh, right. I'm gonna undo that. partly because it's cheating, but partly because I should have remembered that it discarded a card. And I don't want to discard cards indiscriminately in this game. So it's sort of cheating. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. So, alright, so Skyscraper's play. I could play Neutralizing Resonator, but I don't want to discard a citizen because then when Dare's destroyed, we'll have 5 citizens in the trash. You know, in the event that that happens. I'm gonna put this on Dawn, and then Dawn won't do the 3 damage that she wants to do. Colossal Left Hook, Thorathian Monolith, Cortex Hyperstimulator. Skyscraper's getting a little better cards. Stout Barrel. Cover. When a gunman card will be dealt damage, redirect that damage to this card. At the end of the environment turn, play the top card of the environment deck. Alright. Let's hit Dare first. And then Volatile Parts triggers. Stout Barrel. Temporal Event. When this card enters play, reveal cards from the top of the environment deck until a Time Portal card is revealed. Put it into play. Shuffle the other revealed cards back into the environment deck, then destroy this card. Sustain the Portal. Time Portal. When this card enters play, one player may discard 1 card. If they do, discard the top card of the environment deck. At the end of the environment turn, deal each target 2 energy damage and destroy this card. So I don't need to discard cards. I guess I could get a Golem in the trash, but eh. I have a Construction Pylon for that purpose. Cyrus Haze is going to be reduced by 2, so it's not going to redirect. So the order doesn't matter at all. Okay. Citizen Winter. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this was going to come out. Citizen. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals each hero target 2 cold damage. And if we destroy Winter, there will be 5 citizens in the trash, so we're stuck with Winter. Winter came. Winter was coming, now it's here. The Winds of Winter. Okay. I think Construction Pylon. We need to deal with Haze. For that, we need to deal with the Stout Barrels. The Oblivion's gonna do too much damage. It's gonna kill Winter, so I can't Oblivion. So I'm gonna do 2 platform bots. I was hoping to get a stealth bot out so I can redirect Winter's damage, but that's okay. I'll take out a Stout Barrel. And what's going to be the best option here? Deal each villain target damage isn't going to help. We don't have a tiny card, so I can't get both of those into play. It's annoying because I can do more damage to Cyrus Haze, but this is going to redirect to the Stout Barrel, and this is like a waste of damage, but I'm going to go for it. Alright, so I can at least control Dawn's deck. So I'm going to try that. Channel the Eclipse and Devastating Aurora. Well, the good news is I can destroy this card, maybe. Maybe. I guess there are ways of destroying it. We certainly don't want a Devastating Aurora, though. Actually, I could put Devastating Aurora on top, and then I can have Skyscraper discard it. And then I won't know what the next card is, but it won't be the first Devastating Aurora. So now I can safely play the card that destroys ongoing cards, that discards a card from the environment deck. That's the good news. Coordinated Assault, I guess that would do enough damage to take out Haze. So Medico, deal the damage. Not Winter, Haze. Haze. And we don't want to touch winter. You draw a second chance. And now, hey, discard the top card of that villain's deck. Oh my gosh, Devastating Aurora, you got discarded! Who knew? Colossal Left Hook, Tectonic Chokeslam, Aggression Modulator. Actually, wait, so hold on. I want to look at Skyscraper's hand. Okay, fine. Let's just rewind to play a card. I wanted to figure out something. I have the card Colossal Left Hook. Deal damage, discard a card. If you do, you may play a card. Do I want to do that? And then I can be huge, but then I'll be hitting all of the heroes for 1 damage. Except for Sentinels. Although I guess it would only hit Unity and Nightmist and Skyscraper. But it will also hit Winter. Actually, it's going to kill Winter, because this is going to do 1 melee damage to Winter, and then the huge power will do 3, so I don't want to do that. Alright, so we'll discard the top card, and then we'll draw cards like we were doing before. And now, here we go. Temporal Event. Do it once you get Stealth Bot. Yeah, we do want Stealth Bot, I guess. Lost in the Past. Time Portal. When this card enters play, discard the top 2 cards of the environment deck. At the end of the environment turn, if there are no cards in the environment trash, the heroes are lost in time. Game over. At the start of the environment turn, put the top card of the environment trash on the bottom of the environment deck. So we are very far from being lost in time. Citizen Summer. Citizen. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the 2 heroes with the most cards in play 3 fire damage each. So damage, let's throw this on Unity, I guess. And then damage. And Skyscraper. And then you, I guess. Sentinels will almost always have the most cards in play. Alright, so it was suggested that I put Stealth Bot into play. Is there a way I can do that, though? I'll have to destroy Platform Bot, Volatile Parts will trigger, and will hit Winter or Summer. I really need 1 more Citizen in play in order to be able to do the Flip Dawn and she flips back immediately trick. Let's brainstorm at least. We get scrap metal and supply crate. I don't want to damage those. I think I don't want to, let's see, because the bots in my trash anyway are Raptor Bot and B-Bot. Oh, I can't get Stealth Bot into play unless it's in my trash anyway, so I can't do that. But if I use the power, I can draw another card. It's just annoying that Volatile Parts will trigger. I don't want a Citizen to accidentally get destroyed before there's another Citizen in play. So I think for safety, I'm going to skip. Modular Workbench, so I can use that. So I don't want to Oblivion right now. I also don't want a Mist form because then I can't use Astral Premonition. I guess we lost 1 Devastating Aurora. So what's the risk of seeing the 2nd Devastating Aurora? It's 1 out of 16, except we know the bottom card of the deck, so it's really a 1 out of 15. We would really like to see another Citizen. I'll put Mist Form out. Whatever. Nightmist needs more cards anyway. So Mist Time and Heedless Lash. Alright, so let's put the Durasteel Chains out. And then just hit Dawn. Block. Alrighty. I don't care for that one. Alright, so we don't really want to be huge unless I'm going to be a Thorathian Monolith, but I also don't want to accidentally destroy citizens, so I don't want to be huge and deal indiscriminate damage still. So it seems best to just remain normal. I really want to save the canisters for when Writhe has her... Her? Honestly, don't know if it's a his or her. Their Caligulous form. And then we can redirect the damage to something else, and then something else. I guess I could not emergency evac, that's not the one. Explosive reveal. Because that rebounding debilitator is not actually doing anything right now. Do want to save the neutralizing resonator. Writhe is a guy. That lady's a man, baby. Linking Incursion, neutralizing resonator number 2, and Linking Incursion. So we can be tiny now, yay! Explosives Wagon. Cover, increase all damage dealt by 1. When this card is destroyed, deal each target 2 fire damage and 2 projectile damage. This would be a really bad time for Devastating Aurora, fun fact. Citizen Assault. Citizen. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals each hero target 1 melee damage. If Citizen Battery is in play, increase damage dealt by Citizen Assault by 1. That is a Citizen. That's the good news. Bad news is... well... volatile parts will trigger twice. So actually... oh no, actually this is fine, because platform bots will die first. I can kill Winter. That's going to do more damage than Assault. Bad time for a card, therefore the chance of that card has been increased. Alright, Mainstay has damage reduction. Nightmist is immune to damage, so that was a good time for Mist Form. Alright, so now there are 5 citizens in the trash and 3 citizens in play, because Citizen Dawn is in fact a citizen. So Citizen Dawn will flip and then we'll flip back, right? Is it 3 or 2 that I want, or 4? 3. Okay. Don't destroy the remaining citizens. She will flip and then she will flip back. We can at least put the modular workbench out so I can get Stealth Bot. Yay! So I'm gonna leave Mist Form out because more cards. Plus Nightmist remains the highest HP hero, so Dawn will target her and Summer will target her. Alright, Team Communication, Coordinated Assault, Caligulous Form, Restorative Burst, and Good Hero, Bad Hero. So Caligulous Form, the first time Writhe will be dealt damage each turn, reduce that damage by 2 and redirect it to the villain target with the highest HP. That is a really good card to get, because that will always target Dawn for the time being. So, can't touch any other citizen right now. Second chance. But now... I still don't want to destroy that. But now... actually, Aggression Modulator on the Explosives Wagon will be super handy. Let's Linking Incursion. Tectonic Chokeslam. We have an Aggression Modulator and a Cortex Hyperstimulator. So we can throw this on Dawn. She's okay with that. We can put this on the explosives wagon. So now the explosives wagon damage to hero targets is reduced by 2, and its damage to villain targets is increased by 1. So if I put the other one on the explosives wagon, now the damage to heroes is reduced by 4, and the damage to heroes or villains is increased by 2. So now the explosives wagon can be safely destroyed and will wipe the villain board, unless Devastating Aurora comes out. Because the order of Devastating Aurora, hero ongoing cards, and then equipment cards, and then environment cards. But hey, Compulsion Canister, I can put that on Writhe. Writhe will redirect that damage to Citizen Dawn. Sentinels can use a power. I'm gonna opt for more damage reduction because Summer and Assault will still trigger. But that was a good combo. I support that combo, and I can get my canister back, and I can keep this combo going for a while until cards get destroyed. Explosives wagon. Okay, well, that one's not going to have aggression modulators on it. All damage is increased by 2. Citizen Dawn merged with the sun! She merged with the sun for as long as she could, and now the citizens are doomed. Healing Light. One shot. Citizen Dawn regains 10 HP. Each citizen other than Citizen Dawn has their HP restored to their maximum HP value. So this I could throw on Writhe, although Assault's also going to damage Writhe. But I guess this one will actually go through to Dawn. That is a lot of damage, though. People will survive, right? I could redirect Stealth Bot, but I want... Well, let's see. Yeah, Nightmist is okay. Sentinels will only take 1 because of the double blocks. Actually, Mainstay will take no damage, so that's good. And Writhe is okay taking damage because most of his damage will be redirected anyway. Do I have... I don't have the card I was thinking of. Skyscraper can survive. Okay. Hasty Augment would do a lot of damage. Well, I guess if I do that on Skyscraper's Huge, it will do monstrous damage, but we really still only have 1 damage dealer power with Idealist. And I could get them to use power after doing that, but I guess we could do HP recovery on Skyscraper would be the safest action. But Supply Crate seems pretty tempting, so I'll do a Supply Crate. We get Brainstorm. Okay, well, that wasn't particularly exciting. Do I want Platform Bots or Raptor Bot or B-Bot? To do that, I'd have to destroy Stealth Bots. I don't think that's useful. Let's discard a Hasty Augment to get Platform Bot out. We get Swift Bot! Yay, Swift Bots! Actually, I'm still tempted to destroy the Explosives Wagon. When this card is destroyed, deal each target 4 fire damage and 4 projectile damage. The other Explosives Wagon will survive. So that's tempting, actually. And then this will duel, let's see, 4 and 4, increased by 1, so 6 and 6. That's 12 damage to Dawn. That's tempting. But we need to make sure the other Explosives Wagon doesn't kill the rest of the heroes. Nah, Nightmist. Nightmist is serving as the highest HP target for most purposes. She's saving the other heroes by being immune to damage, I swear. Restorative Burst would be HP recovery. I do want to still destroy the other things. I guess Dark Delusions will kill the things, right? Yes, it will. Because of the double Explosives Wagons. So I think to be safe, I'm going to give HP recovery to Skyscraper. Although I think we're going to put Thorathian Monolith on her. No, because that's actually not going to be too good. And I don't want to switch to a bigger size because she's... Oh no, this will hit each non-hero target, including the explosives wagons. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's safer to just remain normal or tiny. Micro Assembler and Rebounding Debilitator. Micro Assembler is good on Unity. We can get construction pylons more easily now. And yeah, let's put that in play. I'm tempted to put this on Dawn, but that's gonna cancel out the Cortex Hyperstimulator, I think. No, let's put that on Dawn, because she's trying to hit Nightmist first. And then play 2 links. Let's put this on Writhe again. Because Caligulous form. And then, yeah, double block with the double explosives icon seems best. And I could put another compulsion canister out, but actually I'm going to do the Cortex Hyperstimulator. And let's take compulsion canister back again. We'll just keep doing that trick repeatedly. It's 8 damage now. Sustain the portal. Nah, don't discard. Writhe will reduce it too low. Stealth bot is dying, so I do want to redirect from a hero. Or platform bot. Actually, I think... Or no, Unity's not gonna... Okay. Well, if I destroy platform bot and explosives wagon, then... Or if I destroy platform bot and stealth bot, then the explosives wagon... One of the 2 explosives wagons will self-destruct. And that's gonna deal 8 damage to Dawn. Alright, so first we'll hit Dawn. And then this isn't gonna matter because of the double blocks and Caligulous. So... Actually, no, both explosives wagons will destroy because of this. So let's hit the wagons. Then let's hit platform bot. So now Vault of Parts takes out this. Okay. Alright, so here goes nothing. Ooh, this does even more damage. Oh, right, because of the aggression modulators. That's right. So the self-destruction of the explosives wagon. And then... Oh, right, the aggression modulators again. So this one isn't doing any damage to the heroes. Stealthbot is sort of in play, but no longer has text, because it doesn't have on destruction text. So its text isn't in play, actually. So let's hit the second explosives wagon. And then we'll hit Dawn. And I think that's basically it. So Skyscraper's dead. Caligulous form's still not going to redirect that, unfortunately. Nightmist will survive. I think all the other heroes are dead. So it's good that I kept Mist form in play. Or no, wait. No, Unity will survive because the other explosive wagon still has... No, because it's gonna get destroyed when Skyscraper dies. Hold on. Well, let's take this back a bit, but in order to do that, I need to be able to hit the rewind button. Okay, here. I do need to do this in a better order. Hit Dawn. And then... Oh, this is still going off, right. No, Unity was dead in either way. So I might as well have the rest of this go off after the explosives wagons are down. Yeah, because there's currently a lot going on with this destruction, but to sustain the portal was going to kill Unity even if I had ordered the damage better. So there's not much I can do. The alternative is I just save platform bot and I keep the explosives wagons. But no, this will be fine. It'll be fine, I swear. It'll be fine. Very, very scary situation, but at least let's do this while the aggression modulators still exist. Oh, right. If Stealthbot's dying, I might as well redirect to sustain the portal hit to it. Right. That is strategy. So take out the platform bot. No. So which one are we trying to keep here? We could spare Unity. Skyscraper is always going to die to the explosives wagon. There's no way to order this better. I think the Sentinels are fine. So the only one that I can really save is Unity. Because Skyscraper is taking 8 damage from the second explosives wagon. There's no way to stop that from happening. So I do want this to hit heroes first still. So let's get through this fast. And then, yeah, Skyscraper will be spared. So it doesn't really matter at this point, but that, and then that, so this goes off again. And hit Skyscraper last. No, it doesn't matter at that point, actually. What does the hit choose for me? Yeah, the only thing we can do is spare Unity with the stealth bot. But yeah, there's Skyscraper going. Alright. And then the Sentinels are spared from this because of the double blocks, and Nightmist is immune to damage, so that's the best we did. Good news is Dawn is down to 4, so as long as she doesn't put out Truth. Citizen Hammer. Citizen. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals each hero target 3 fire damage. So much for our efforts at sparing Unity. And Idealist will pass as well. So this is quite the dramatic game. Partly because of the explosives wagons. Whose wise idea was it to put the two explosives wagons next to each other? Alright, one hero may use a power, destroy an ongoing card until the start of your next turn, reduce damage dealt to non-character cards by 2. Well, I don't need to do that one. I think Oblivion wins the game. But let's see, destroy an ongoing card. We don't need to destroy Luminous Leadership. We don't need to reduce damage to non-character cards, so one hero may use a power. Unfortunately, my damage dealing power is gone. So let's just have HP recovery, I guess. Here, Medico. Eat a pill. Alright, Nightmist. You've been in a mist form for way too long. Now end the world. Deal 2 to each target. Because the 3 wouldn't kill Don. But that mist form, I think, saved the game. Although I guess Sentinels would have survived. But Nightmist absorbed a lot of damage with mist form. So all of the time that you thought, why is Dolphin having Nightmist not do anything in this game? It's because it spared the heroes. Victory! Okay. We aren't quite at 2 hours, so let's try to do a fast game, alright? Fast game. I'm not going to read out cards, we're just going to do fast things. So this is game number 4, and since we made it to game 4, that means that it's going to be a combination of I choose, you choose, and rando chooses. So, what should choose what is the question. We'll do this in the typical vote for 2 thing. So you get to choose one of those 3. Make a vote for one of those 3. 1 vote villain. 2 votes villain. Solo or team. 1 vote solo, 2 votes solo. Choose the villain. 1 vote misinfo. One vote Ennead. 1 vote Akash Buta. 1 vote Iron Legacy. Only one of these 4 is conducive to fast games. 2 votes Iron Legacy. Alrighty. Standard, advanced, challenge, or ultimate, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question. It's like, why do I even bother asking? You only ever choose ultimate. But of course, yes, we want a fast game, so it's going to be ultimate, Iron Legacy. Alright, so now do I choose heroes or do I choose environment? I sort of prefer choosing environment, and then I'd hit the randomize button, and it's just whichever heroes are available. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be a fast game, so I want a game with nice music. Enclave of the Endlings. Alright, and now which heroes are available for this? We have Termi-Nation Unity, the Scholar, the Visionary, Absolute Zero, and Expatriette. Let's fight. You've opposed me before, but you cannot hope to prevail in the face of iron justice. I know you're not the real Legacy. He'd never do this. Still, I don't like fighting you. Oops. Alright, I'm doing this quickly. Just so I can finish in 6 minutes. Not that I need to finish in 6 minutes, but I want to make sure this game doesn't last 3 hours. Termi-Nation Unity starts with Construction Pylon, Platform Bot, Powered Shockwave, and Raptor Bot. Scholar starts with Get Out of the Way, Mortal Form to Energy, Offensive Transmutation, and Proverbs and Axioms. Visionary starts with Mind Spike, Psychic Maelstrom, Suggestion, and Twist the Ether. Absolute Zero starts with Coolant Blast, Glacial Structure, Null Point Calibration Unit, and Sub-Zero Atmosphere. Expatriette starts with Flak Jacket, RPG Launcher, Tactical Shotgun, and Unload. I'm not going to read these cards out loud. We have a Galvanized, Superhuman Redirection, Demoralizing Presence, Galvanized, Demoralizing Presence. Damage dealt by Iron Legacy is increased by 4. Rule from the front. Deal damage, discard 2 cards, or destroy one of your cards. So since we don't have cards to destroy, it's going to be forced discards. We'll get 2 games in 6 minutes. Fast forward, I guess. And then discards. I wanted the construction pylon and get those 2 cards. I guess I'll put them in my trash because it's Termi-Nation. Discards. Put out offensive transmutation. We can stop damage from being dealt. Suggestion will be useful. We'll have Twist the Ether for when Iron Legacy flips. We can reduce the damage from 8 to 7. Sub-Zero Atmosphere is not going to help in this game. And pretty sure we're going to RPG launch. Except that's only going to destroy 1 card, so never mind. Tactical Shotgun it is! Flak Jacket, so yeah. Alright. And then damage. And then damage. Damage. Okay. Powered Shockwave does 2 points of damage, and I can get something from my trash, like Platform Bot, Inspired Repair, B-Bot, and we can do 3 damage. Yay! Okay, stop Iron Legacy from dealing damage, and regain a single hit point. Expect the worst. Okay, I don't want to do too much damage to Iron Legacy. If we put him at 20, he's going to flip. And then the worst part about his flip on advanced, the first time Iron Legacy would be dealt damage each turn, redirect that damage. So we want to save him on his front side. So 20 or fewer. So 21. So Tactical Shotgun, we'll put him at 21. Twist the Ether is not going to actually help with Iron Legacy at all. So who is most capable of dealing damage to Iron Legs? I don't know. I think at best this will increase a single point of damage. I'll put it on absolute 0. And then I'll have you draw 2 and discard 1. Thermal Shockwave. That might be useful. I was going to do Coolant Blast, but I think I'm going to Thermal Shockwave instead. Turn his damage to cold. He has to... That would be tempting, actually, but he can't deal damage right now. But now I can deal not cold damage to Iron Legacy. 3 damage. Oh no, never mind. I didn't want to do that. Hold on. Hold on. I was gonna shotgun. So instead I'm gonna do cold. I'll regain hit points. Actually, if I was gonna do that, I'm gonna do this a better way. Absolute Zero draws the 2 cards, and then he discards the null point. Because then I could modular realign to get the null point, and then I can deal myself cold damage. Yes! Absolute Zero is going to last, maybe. He just regained 6 HP. Almost twice as many. Isothermic, okay. Now the shotgun. Also, that's going to work really well with Demoralizing Presence. He'll regain 4 hit points on Iron Legacy's turn. Orbo, the last... Oh, right, I'm not reading cards. I'm not reading cards. Iron Legacy is now going to do something. Discard a card, play the top card. I guess I'm discarding B-Bot. Keep the Proverbs and Axioms. I want Thermal Shockwave. Flak Jacket. Deal damage, destroy equipment cards. Okay, well there goes the shotgun, and there goes the cold damage I was hoping to keep. Oh well. I can still reduce this. Losing the shotgun's actually pretty bad, because now I don't have a gun with Expatriette. Inspired Repair. Robot Reclaim. That's not going to help me get a bot. Does he deal the hero target or the hero character card with the lowest? Hero target with the lowest. So let's get B-Bot into play. No, I'd have to destroy Platform Bot to do that. Urgh. Let's reclaim a B-Bot. Because then I can Construction Pylon. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I want to save the Platform Bot. It's going to do damage. I don't think we're going to be able to pull this off, but... Alright, Proverbs and Axioms. Ugh. Now I sort of wish I had the Thermal Shockwave in play. I don't think anyone would benefit from using their power. And then no one to hold fast. None of those cards are useful. If we had the shotgun, yeah, it would be really close. I guess Expatriette could still get something. Nope, of course not. Now is not the time to not draw cards, or not draw guns. I think this is still my best bet. So don't do cold. I could hit Orbo, but I don't think it matters. Actually, Orbo, who's Orbo targeting? Target with the second highest. That is now Scholar. Oh well, let's reduce it. Because I do not have cold anymore. Alright. I'll just do this. I don't have a gun. Probably should have skipped twice, but Flak Jacket will maybe spare Expatriette someday. Zream! Oh, it's hitting absolute zero. Oh, because Orbo could hit himself, that's right. He's technically the highest HP. Right. Discard more cards. Sure, why not? Hasty Augment. I want that. Reduce damage and regain HP. No, platform bots. Or no, wait, what do we have in it? We don't have the, okay, never mind, it doesn't matter. Okay, hasty augment on absolute 0 is actually not too bad. So I could aim this at Iron Legacy, and that will redirect to absolute 0, and then I can do this again, except I can choose reduce this time. Except now I can't. No, never mind. I can't hit absolute. I can't hit. Never mind. Never mind. Well, I have one modular realignment for null point, and then I have the isothermic. I guess, yeah, I could have still discarded isothermic and used the other modular realignment, but whatever. This is silly. But I want to destroy that armored fortitude. I can destroy it with thermal shockwave, so I can... Okay, this is a little silly, because we are going to see one of them come back. Okay. Actually, this is okay. If I put null point in play... and I keep doing this repeatedly... we'll have absolute 0 be at max HP. Iron Legacy can redirect to absolute 0. And then we can hit absolute 0. And then we can hit Zareem. And I need to deal cold. So then I hit myself for more fire that turns into cold. We're almost at max HP. Twist the Ether breaks absolute 0. Alright, at this point, skip, and hope to get a gun. Oh no, I was gonna destroy B-Bot. Oh, whatever. Oh no, corruption will destroy B-Bots, that's okay. That's gonna redirect. Actually, wait, hold on. No, corruption would never hit Iron Legacy. Oh, that's not gonna... No, let's do this. Okay, buy Unity. Armored Fortitude is back. Rule from the front. Okay, there goes the Twist the Ether, so we lost that. Flak Jacket! Discard 2 cards? If I can survive for... No, offensive transmutation's not gonna work because it's gonna redirect. Oh, I don't want to lose these cards, but I also don't want to lose those cards. Guess it doesn't matter, I'm gonna die. Hair Trigger Reflexes isn't helping. Scholar, no! Okay. You can destroy an ongoing card. You can destroy an ongoing card. We can destroy 2 ongoing cards per turn. But Iron Legacy's almost at max HP. Absolute 0, you have to win the game. But the good news is he can do this repeatedly. So as long as Absolute Zero can get set up, we stand a chance. We have the shotgun again. I don't really think it's worth... I think Expatriette's gonna... Well, yeah. Iron Legacy's gonna flip and then deal damage to both Absolute Zero and Expatriette. And Slamara is out, so that's always great. Slamara plays Iron Fist Strike, which is gonna destroy Thermal Shockwave. And then we're gonna play Focused Apertures and Hollow Points next to the Tactical Shotgun. But Iron Legacy's winning. He's won. Demoralizing Presence and Armored Fortitude. And this does enormous damage. And that ends it. We at least had a shot, but we just couldn't get set up. He just kept destroying our stuff. That's what he does. He got pretty well close with Absolute Zero, though. At least we got Absolute Zero almost at max HP at one point. If only we could have kept other players alive, but oh well. That's it. That's game 4. This episode of Dolphins Dive, 2 victories, 2 losses, 50-50. But lots of fun games, I have to say. Even this one was fun, even though it was doomed. It was fun. Alrighty, so that wraps up this week of Dolphins Dive. The outro. You just watched Handelabra Games. If you've not followed us before, you can follow Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. On Twitch, you can follow us at Handelabra Games. If you're watching us on Twitch right now, you can just click the follow button in the upper right corner somewhere. If you're watching on YouTube, you should subscribe on YouTube, and then you should also click the relevant links to find Handelabra on Twitch. And you can follow them on social media such as Twitter and Facebook. You can follow me personally on Twitter at LouDolphin21, on Twitch just LouDolphin, no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse, if you enjoyed watching the game and you've not played it before, it's currently available for iOS, Android, and PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam. Always via good old analog cardboard and ink. You can get the game and more info at sentinelsdigital.com. And if you missed this this week and earlier today in the start of the stream, Season 2 is continuing. The next piece, Villains of the Multiverse, is coming out 1 week from today, Thursday, June 22nd. It'll be available across all platforms, bringing 10 new Vengeance villains and 4 new environments to the game. And with this release, almost every deck that is available on the tabletop will be in the video game, save for Celestial Tribunal. That is in Mini Pack 4 and is, I believe, the next expansion for the digital game, if I recall the order. Also, the upcoming 4th of July is, if you're not an American, it's a U.S. holiday celebrating our independence from Britain. It's coming up in 3 weeks, and it happens to be on a Tuesday, which is a Sentinels live stream. So to make it a pretty thematic stream, Jeremy and John is going to make it the Legacy Independence Day Spectacular. And to help celebrate, they want you to inspire them with your presence. Send them a photograph of yourself cosplaying Legacy, whether it's Standard Legacy, Young Legacy, Grandpa Legacy, Iron Legacy, or maybe some fictional version of Legacy that you can come up with or something. And it will get featured on the live stream, and you'll be entered into a draw to be a special guest on that live stream, as long as they have your photos in by June 27th, at which point they will perform the draw live on Sentinels Live. Photos can be submitted by tweeting to @Handelabra. You can post on their Facebook page. You can email feedbackpluslegacy@handelabra.com, or you can visit their Cleveland office in costume if you happen to be in the area. And the link to that is in the YouTube description, I believe, if you're watching this from the future. Or if you're watching in the stream, you can just click that link that I just put there. And if you like watching Handelabra games, there's more streams to come. This Saturday would typically be Tales from the Archive with another letdown, but he is off this week because of finals exams, I believe. It's a busy week for him. Tuesday will be Sentinels Live, more with Jeremy and John. And then next Thursday, in addition to the Villains of the Multiverse release, will be another Dolphins dive. Be sure to come and tune in and participate in Viewer's Choice, and maybe pick something that's more doable than Ultimate Cosmic Omnitron. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's finish with this evil music and listen to something a little more upbeat. Like Ruins of Atlantis. Good night.